Imagine a place where the sun disappears for half the year, where the horizon is endless white and silence feels alive, where your breath freezes before it ever hits the air. It's still Earth, yet it feels like another planet. Antarctica, the final frontier of our world. No ruler, no city, no war, only ice. And still, people go. Scientists, explorers, dreamers, and even tourists chasing one simple question: why? Why can people go to this frozen void? And what truly lies beyond the ice? In 1959, 12 nations gathered while the Cold War divided the planet. They signed the Antarctic Treaty, creating the only continent ruled not by conquest but by peace. It banned nuclear weapons, froze territorial claims, and declared the land open only for science. Today, 56 countries still honor that promise. Anyone can technically go, but not freely. Every expedition, tourist, or film crew must be approved by a treaty nation. Permits, insurance, environmental audits, even your waste is logged and shipped home. Antarctica is protected like a sacred temple. You can visit, yes, but you can't own, exploit, or change it. Every footprint here is temporary. In a world obsessed with borders, greed, and power, this frozen land reminds us, some places must remain shared. Step onto the ice, and you understand instantly, humans were not made for this. Temperatures fall below -80 degrees Celsius. Winds howl above 200 kilometers per hour. Even your own breath turns to snow. No smell, no sound, just wind and the endless crack of shifting glaciers. In winter, the sun disappears for 3 months. The world turns blue-black, and the stars burn like knives. And yet, every year scientists return. They study ice, climate, magnetism, and the limits of human endurance. They live in small research bases, surrounded by silence and snow that never melts. At McMurdo Station, the largest base, there are gyms, kitchens, even a tiny church. But step outside for more than a few minutes, and frostbite can take your skin before pain even starts. Antarctica teaches humility. It strips away ego, reminding every visitor that survival here is borrowed, not earned. People don't come here for comfort. They come to face themselves. Isolation, darkness, and silence have a way of revealing what's inside. Psychologists call it the winter mind. Days blur together. Time feels unreal. You start hearing the wind as voices, the ice as music, and yet friendships form. Scientists from rival nations share meals, data, laughter. For a few months, the world feels united, not divided by flags but bonded by curiosity. When the first sunrise returns after months of darkness, people cry. Not from sadness, but from awe. Because here, light feels like forgiveness. Long before treaties and research stations, Antarctica was a blank spot on maps labeled Terra Australis Incognita, the unknown southern land. James Cook circled it in 1773, proving a massive southern continent existed. But it wasn't until the 1800s that explorers set foot on its icy coast. The Norwegian Roald Amundsen reached the South Pole in 1911. A month later, Britain's Robert Falcon Scott followed, but never made it back alive. Their journals froze with them, still readable today, preserved perfectly in the ice. Every word a testament to how far humans will go just to answer one simple why. Every flake of snow that falls here is a time capsule. Each winter's layer traps dust, gas, and ash from another age. Stack them together, and you get the longest diary our planet has ever written. By drilling deep cores of ice, scientists can read 800,000 years of climate history. They find spikes of carbon, sudden volcanoes, mysterious warming events. Antarctica tells the story of Earth's lungs, how it breathes, freezes, and heals. Inside those cores are tiny air bubbles, whispers from mammoths and saber-toothed tigers. frozen air that dinosaurs once inhaled. No other place holds the memory of life so perfectly. At Concordia Station, French and Italian teams endure -80 degrees Celsius to read these bubbles. They say the silence down there feels holy, as if the planet itself is speaking. Beneath the surface, Antarctica hides another mystery, the pulse of Earth's magnetic heart. Compasses spin wildly near the South Magnetic Pole. Scientists studying geomagnetic anomalies have mapped regions where the field twists and flickers like living light. These distortions reveal vast metallic deposits and dense rock belts, clues to an ancient supercontinent called Gondwana. 200 million years ago, Antarctica sat near the equator, lush with green valleys and dinosaurs. Then it drifted south, froze, and kept its secrets beneath kilometers of ice. Some researchers believe the magnetic field may also hide iron-rich structures or meteorite impacts so large they changed Earth's tilt. Others claim those signals could come from something artificial, long buried. No one knows for sure, because no radar can see through that much frozen stone. Antarctica's surface is only the skin. Underneath lies an entire unseen landscape. Valleys, mountains, and rivers sealed away for millions of years. More than 400 subglacial lakes hide there. The largest, Lake Vostok, lies 4 kilometers beneath the ice cap, a liquid ocean kept from freezing by Earth's own heat. When Russian scientists finally reached it in 2012, they found living microbes, organisms that had survived in total darkness for 15 million years. How do they live without sunlight? They feed on minerals and chemical energy alone, a mirror of what life might be like on Jupiter's moon Europa or Saturn's Enceladus. But not everything made it to public reports. Instruments recorded electromagnetic spikes and brief temperature flashes deep in the drill shaft. Some equipment failed for no reason. Data was classified. Rumors spread that something down there moved. After World War II, Antarctica became more than ice. It became a mystery of power. In 1946, the United States launched Operation High Jump, the largest expedition ever sent south. 13 ships, 23 aircraft, over 4,000 men. Officially, cold weather training. Unofficially, something else. Within weeks, planes reported unidentified lights and magnetic disturbances. One aircraft crashed under unclear circumstances. Admiral Richard Byrd later gave an interview saying he'd seen a vast new land beyond the pole. Historians call it poetic. Believers call it proof. By 1958, the Antarctic Treaty sealed off the region from military use forever. Coincidence or containment? Some ancient texts speak of a southern continent where the gods rested after creation. The Sumerians called them the Anunnaki, those who came from the sky. Myths from Egypt, Peru, and Tibet describe a frozen land of light guarded by serpent winds. Could those stories be memories of a warm Antarctica long before humans walked the Earth? 200 million years ago, this was a forest continent filled with rivers and green mountains. Then it froze, instantly locking whatever stood there under a tomb of ice. Modern satellite imagery has revealed massive geometric patterns beneath the ice, straight lines hundreds of meters long, almost too perfect for nature. Geologists say they're rock formations. Others see the outlines of cities, lost to time. Above Antarctica, the air itself shimmers with mystery. The aurora australis, the southern lights, paints the sky with green and purple fire. Charged particles from the sun collide with Earth's magnetosphere, turning the heavens into liquid color. But pilots and researchers have reported other lights, moving against the wind, stopping mid-air, vanishing into storms. Are they optical illusions, electrical discharges, or something watching from above? In 1979, New Zealand's Flight 901 recorded strange orbs on radar just before crashing into Mount Erebus. Official reports blame navigation error, but locals still speak of the Erebus lights that danced over the wreckage for days. What if Antarctica wasn't always frozen? 200 million years ago, it was green, a continent of rivers, forests, and life. Fossils found near the Transantarctic Mountains prove it once teemed with trees and ferns. Then something changed. The climate collapsed, and the land slid into the pole, freezing faster than any place on Earth. Some scientists believe the shift was triggered by a meteor strike. Others whisper it was a catastrophe of our own ancient making. Because in the cracks of ancient rock, radar has picked up strange geometric ridges, right angles that nature rarely builds. They stretch for kilometers under the ice, too symmetrical, too deliberate. Geologists call them fractures, but believers call them foundations. In 2017, satellite imagery released by NASA showed pyramid-shaped peaks near the Ellsworth Mountains. 3 nearly identical structures rising from the ice. Glaciologists say they're natural nunataks, mountain tips poking through the snow. Yet their symmetry sparked a global storm. Could they be remnants of a civilization erased by the freeze? Theorists link them to Plato's Atlantis, claiming the survivors fled south before the seas swallowed their world. Others connect them to the Anunnaki, celestial beings said to have reshaped early humanity. Even if those tales are myth, the question remains, why do so many cultures speak of gods who vanished into the cold? Why do their maps, like the 1513 Piri-Reis chart, show Antarctica centuries before it was discovered, drawn ice-free and detailed? Coincidence or memory? In 1965, a Soviet team near Vostok Station reported seeing lights descending silently through a snowstorm. They hovered, moved against the wind, and vanished straight down. Instrumentation failed, batteries drained. NASA satellites have since captured strange heat signatures, circular patterns glowing beneath the ice, visible only in infrared. Scientists blame volcanic activity, but the circles shift location every few years. What if something beneath the ice isn't asleep, but moving? What if the stories of lights, hums, and sudden magnetic spikes are fragments of a truth we refuse to face? Classified documents declassified decades later mention covert missions, small teams sent to investigate anomalies under the guise of geological sampling. Their results remain redacted. American, Russian, and even Chinese sources quietly acknowledge restricted zones marked "no fly." Some coincide with massive subglacial domes. Natural? Perhaps. Others, unexplained. Whistleblowers speak of underground caverns large enough to house cities, warm from geothermal vents. Rumors claim certain research outposts receive supplies that never appear on any manifest. Maybe it's logistics. Maybe something else. Antarctica's location makes it perfect for watching the heavens. At the Amundsen-Scott South Pole Station, telescopes scan the cosmic microwave background, the faint echo of the Big Bang. But the same instruments have also picked up high-energy neutrinos, ghost particles arriving from beyond our galaxy. Scientists call it astrophysics. Mystics call it a message, because those signals sometimes align with ancient sites across Earth, from the pyramids of Giza to the Nazca lines of Peru. Lines that point south, converging at the pole. Coincidence? Or geometry left by hands that once ruled both Earth and sky? Maybe the truth lies somewhere between microscope and myth. The ice hides fossils, microbes, and meteorites, all real, all extraordinary. But it also hides the power of imagination, the stories we tell when we meet the unknown. The Anunnaki, Atlantis, alien watchers. Perhaps they are metaphors for ourselves, reflections of our desire to believe that we are not alone. And perhaps Antarctica's greatest secret isn't under the ice at all. It's within us. Our need to wonder, to explore, to ask why. But the ice is melting. From space, satellites record glaciers the size of cities breaking apart like glass. Each year, the continent loses billions of tons of ice to the sea. Scientists warn that if Antarctica's massive ice sheet collapses, sea levels could rise by meters, enough to redraw every coastline on Earth. Entire islands would vanish, cities would drown, and the echo of our civilization would sink beneath the waves, just as Atlantis was said to have done. The parallels haunt scientists and storytellers alike. Is history repeating or reminding? Inside those ancient ice cores are warnings. Tiny bubbles of air show carbon rising faster now than at any time in 800,000 years. Antarctica is a mirror showing us the future we are melting toward. Scientists find viruses frozen since the Ice Age, dormant but alive. If the world keeps warming, those microbes could awaken. New life or old disease, no one knows. Every sample drilled from the deep is a message from time itself. Everything we do echoes forward. Across the continent, researchers race to understand the change. Ice-penetrating radar maps hidden rivers beneath the glaciers. Drones fly through storms to measure winds that could power our future. At the South Pole Telescope, astronomers listen to the birth of the universe. Every photon they catch travels billions of years to reach their instruments in the snow. They say Antarctica is the closest thing to space you can stand on. And sometimes, when they look up at the aurora, they feel it looking back. Every ancient culture spoke of a land of ice and fire at the world's edge. Some called it a gateway to the gods, others a prison for fallen beings. Perhaps they were metaphors for knowledge, a warning that some truths sleep until we are ready to see them. Antarctica feels like that metaphor made real, a place where science and myth touch, where you can measure the air of prehistoric Earth in the morning and see the southern lights dance like spirits at night. Maybe that's why the stories of aliens and Anunnaki never fade, because they speak to a truth deeper than proof, that we are not alone in wonder. Antarctica is changing, but not dying. It is becoming a laboratory for the future, a testing ground for human spirit. Engineers design self-sustaining bases powered only by wind and sunlight. Biologists study microbes that could one day help terraform Mars. Robotics teams practice extraterrestrial missions on this alien land. Maybe that's the real reason people go, not to own it, but to prepare for the next world we will touch. Antarctica isn't the end of the map. It's the beginning of our next chapter. So why do we keep going back to the coldest, loneliest place on Earth? Because it's the one place that still feels pure, where nations forget their flags and work side by side, where the only currency is knowledge. Antarctica reminds us that there is still mystery in the world, that the unknown is not our enemy, but our teacher. When you stand on that ice, you can feel the weight of every human before you who ever asked why. That question echoes here, carried by the wind, older than any language. The ice is melting, the world is changing, but the unknown keeps calling. Every crack in the glacier is a heartbeat of the planet. Every storm a reminder that we are temporary guests on an eternal world. If your mind still whispers, why? Your curiosity is alive. Subscribe, stay curious, and keep exploring the unknown, because the next why is already waiting.